My name is Greg Rivara. I'm the aquaculture specialist for Cornell Cooperative Extension of Suffolk County. I was hired in 1986 to work primarily with commercial shellfish growers in Suffolk County and also the 10 towns in Suffolk, all 10 of which have shellfish resource enhancement projects where they plant seed. They either have their own hatchery or they buy from a hatchery and maybe nurse it in a nursery system. My job was to help them get started and also to help the existing shellfish farmers, which were there maybe a few dozen at the time, maybe not even that many, solve problems, expand maybe. They might have had an oyster disease episode and I went and worked with them, sent the samples to the appropriate folks, and basically helped them solve problems and make more money. That's what Cornell Extension does statewide, really.
Rosalie, this is Ian Weil. We have Little Creek oysters in Greenport and an oyster farm in Peconic Bay.
Going back to even before the farm started, when we first took a look, they give you a whole map of the whole bay with 600 little boxes, and you're supposed to pick 3 that are going to make the greatest oysters you could possibly make. And so not really understanding some of the science, some of the working challenges of different parts of the bay. You know, it was an incredible resource for me to be able to call up Cornell Cooperative Extension. And I remember throwing a map in front of Greg Rivera and saying, okay, give me a couple of areas, you know, or at least help me pin it down. And obviously there's no right and wrong spot, but there are spots that were maybe more right for me or more right for what we wanted to do and the gear we wanted to use in this kind of bigger picture. So from that first day where we highlighted a short list, down to, you know, 1 week ago asking for information on, now that we're in more advanced stage, we're trying a new technique now that, or new to us anyway, that is meant to enhance the quality of our shells and the health of the oysters, all of which we get by going back to the aquaculture specialist. So throughout the process, it's been a regular phone call and email chain for sure.
I think, you know, aquaculture and growing oysters as well as other kinds of shellfish and marine life, it gives back to the water. It helps to filter the water, helps keep it clean, helps ideally repopulate the bays and help make them more vibrant. You know, oysters, in addition to clams and other shellfish, are just really wonderful filterers. So they can kind of continue to do their job, be wonderful to eat, and keep the waters clean at the same time. It's a very win-win sort of operation.
Okay, so there's the actual component, which is that these things we're putting in the water are good for the environment, but some of it is also, I think, changing, you know, an awareness level and behavior level on a general citizen. So if we're in the press or we're in a write-up from a food source standpoint, we hope anyway that people are more mindful about how they're behaving on the water and what they do, and that also then they maybe join some community organizations like SPAT, for example, which is a way to, not as a non-commercial entity, to actually have hands-on, you know, make hands-on change to the environment itself.
How many people here have never grown oysters before here?
Kim Tetro has been teaching people how to grow oysters since the year 2000. He heads up Cornell Cooperative Extension's Suffolk Project in Aquaculture Training, or SPAT, and encourages community members to become stewards of their environment and help restore local shellfish populations. As part of the program, CCE helps members obtain the necessary permits from New York State DEC to grow shellfish either at their own dock or at one of several community gardens. Kim continually welcomes members of all ages, backgrounds, and ability levels into the SPAT family.
SPAT, for people that discover SPAT program, know that they can put their whatever expertise they have to real work, have ownership in the program, have a level of professionalism and also pride and respect. And you know, I'm sure there are other things that you can do in life. I'm not of the age yet to know what I'm going to do when I retire, but I look at what has happened here with our group, and it should be, without question, a part of our society that includes the elderly, includes anybody that wants to give some of their time back to the marine environment.
I saw something in the paper about the SPAT program, and I thought this would be something I'd really like to I would be interested in. I wanted to do something for the environment, and I wanted to do something that makes me happy, and I have a passion for, and I have a passion for this. And it's very rewarding, giving back to the Bay. And there's a core group of, what would you say, 15 to 20, sure. 15 to 20 people. We have a core group that show up Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Our membership is about 250 families now. We have annexes of community gardens on Tiana Beach in West Hampton Beach, in Sag Harbor Oyster Club. We have numerous people growing oysters here at the Marine Center. It's been a wonderful run.
It has been a wonderful run, Kim. If you want to grow your own shellfish with Kim and Janice and the SPAT community, give us a call and we'll get you started in Hampton Bays here at the Tiana Bayside facility or at one of our other 5 community garden sites. As you can see, our aquaculture specialists are committed to helping Suffolk County residents get involved with growing shellfish, either recreationally with SPAT or commercially like Ian and Rosalie. They sure do have a great thing going with Little Creek oysters. Check them out next time you're in Greenport.